Recording in progress.
Honourable members, are you back? Yes.
We are here.
Yes. Hey, let me try and chair this meeting. This flu now, I'm having a headache and I'm becoming dizzy, but I'm okay because I'm in-house. Honourable members, thank you so much. I know that at 3 o'clock, we need to get to the main plenary. Can I again thanking you, and I'm seeing that you are back. Fiona Swanton, Ntuli Joseph, Eugene, Blomane, Adams, Veronique. No, almost all here. Thank you again, honourable members. Honourable members, now we have adopted the agenda and we're having a break. We are back now to continue with our agenda, which is now is 2 o'clock. It's 2 to 2:30. It's saying consideration and deliberation and adoption of public participation of report on the South African Institute for Drug-Free Sport Amendment Bill, B41/2023. And then we continue after that point, comments by the Parliamentary Legal Services on constitutional issues and public participation. We are nearly going to repeat same thing, but because they were going to fine-tune this, can now I now ask just a moment, honourable members. Honourable Adams, can you answer Honourable Mamabulo? Check the message. Honourable Mamabulo is trying to. Yes, Honourable. Yeah, can you check Honourable Mamabulo? So, we are back to so.
Yes, Madam Chair. Ms. Clayton will take us through the report.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's do that. There's a noise of cutting grass. Let me switch my mic.
Do I have to go ahead, Ms. Kula?
Yes, Ms. Clayton, you can go ahead.
Thank you so much. Let me just share the screen. So, honourable members, thank you, Chairperson. This is the report on the public participation process that the committee undertook in its consideration of the amendment bill. Zoleka did circulate the report earlier, and I've made a few minor edits post circulation of the report. It's got nothing to do with the content. It's just minor edits that we need to consider as we go through the report. So just by way of introduction, this is the bill, the history of the bill. As we've been we've grown accustomed to hearing about the history of the bill, so I'm not going to go through all of that. And in the background, which we also all have been made well aware of, in the objectives of the amendment bill, which is basically...
Excuse me, Madam Chair. Excuse me, Fifi,
Yeah.
The
Yes.
report is not on the screen.
It's not on the screen.
Apologies. Let me just, sorry about that. It's me being silly. Let me just put this, there we go. Okay, so let me go back a bit. So, okay, so now we're on the objectives, point 3 of the report, objectives of the bill. Is that fine now, Sis Mazo?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
it is
Okay,
on. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
great.
I'll open and close my mic. There's a cutting of grass, a whole of noise, but I'm fine. I'm listening.
Thank you, Chairperson. So objectives of the amendment bill, this comes straight from the current amendment bill, which is to delete, amend, insert certain definitions, provide for consequential amendments in certain provisions, and to provide for matters connected therewith. And then this section 4 is just dealing with the constitutional mandate and parliamentary rules, which prescribe public participation with regards to the consideration of legislation and other parliamentary processes. Then public participation on the SAID's Amendment Bill, Section 5, we've just included that the date on which the ad was placed in newspapers, and the deadline that was set for the submissions, and then listed, we listed the publications that the ad was placed in, and then indicated the total cost of the advertisements, which amounted to 121,274.18. And then we also just indicated that stakeholders were directly contacted to provide comment on the amendment bill. Then just an overview of the public submissions. This we kind of went through already, but just because I've made a few adjustments here. So in total, the committee had 11 oral submissions, and then this is changed to there are 5 non-substantive commissions which indicated support for the amendment bill. And then a further 2 stakeholders who were directly invited by the committee were scheduled to make oral submissions but were unable to do so. And then we've listed in alphabetical order the stakeholders who made submissions, and then the stakeholders who made non-substantive submissions but who expressed their support for the amendment bill. And these are the KZN Academy of Sports, the NABO, the South African Sport Association for the Physically Disabled and Sports Trust, and then the University Sport South Africa. And then members will see that KZN Academy of Sport appears again in this part of the report, because they were one of the stakeholders contacted directly, but they were not able to make an oral submission. And then just to say that the bulk of the submissions focused on clause 6, which relates to appeals to the appeals board. And then except for clause 5 and clause 9, submissions were received on all the clauses, and the comments and identified areas of concern underscores the usefulness and significance of public participation in Parliament's legislative process. And then, Chairperson and members, we have been through the summary of the public submissions. So I think just for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through this again, but just to say that they are listed clause by clause, as you have seen in the matrix, with the addition of a little bit of description of what the clause seeks to amend in the Principal Act. So I'll just run through that quickly. 6, clause 7, clause 8, clause 9. And then this, Chairperson, it's this is probably a point of discussion, and I just included this in the report as other matters raised in the submissions. And that is in relation to the submission made by Athletics South Africa and their general comments that don't have any material impact on the amendment bill, but this may be something to consider going forward. And that is in relation to the access to recreational drugs and banned substances. And that's and proposals on how pharmaceutical companies can go about ensuring that sports people are aware of the implications of them using certain drugs that they buy. So that just goes on further to say that the Athletics South Africa recommends that sporting codes should be considered to include in the contracts with athletes a clause that deals with the termination of such contract if the athlete is caught with illegal drugs. So that is all about suspension and punitive measures. And there should be legislation that stipulates that when an athlete joins a sporting code, it must be in the contract that if they get a positive drug test for using an illegal substance and that they are found guilty of using an illegal substance, that they must be banned for life from that sporting code. And ASA regards this measure as the only way that sport can be cleared of illegal substance abuse. I think that should be abuse there. Members can just correct me as we go through the report. And in the conclusion to the report, the portfolio committees is satisfied with the positive and detailed discussions that took place during its engagements with the various stakeholders. The committee notes that it has not received any submissions that are not in support of the SAID's amendment bill. And further, the committee expresses its gratitude to the organizations and individuals that made submissions on the amendment bill and reiterates the importance of public participation when Parliament deals with legislation. And then just a little note in case there are any parties that would like to reserve their rights on the report and report to be noted. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Fionn. Honorable members, I'm suspecting if we have comments, we'll get it after we've given our legal advisor to advocate to take us through in order that we from there we must just accept all the comments on this report, and then from there this motion of the last item is going to be the motion. Can I give our advocate?
Excuse me, Madam Chair.
Yes, Maso.
Procedurally, members should deliberate on the report first, and then the legal advisor would come at the end.
Okay. Honorable members, I'm putting these amendments which are now taken from where we left when every proposed amendments in section of any other proposals are now together. Can I take this hand, which I'm seeing Honorable Dennis and Honorable Adams, Honorable Dennis, Honorable Dennis, Honorable Dennis, Honorable Adams.
Thank you, Chairperson, and good afternoon to all on the platform. Chairperson, I just wanted to say I don't have clarity-seeking questions, but what we have heard this morning And today, this afternoon, we really appreciate the participation of all the entities on the said amendment bill, with the corrections and additions and also the submissions. It's a very good document, and we trust and hope that it will go through to the last point where we have to submit our document to Parliament. I thank you once again for all the participants that take part in this report. And if I have to move, I move for the adoption of this document. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Adams. Let me go back before I give other members to the first member. Are you back, Honorable Dennis? Honorable Dennis, okay. Let me come now to Honorable Van Dijk.
Thank you, Chairperson. And also from our side, I think what Honorable Dennis would also wanted to share with the committee is that we, from our side, we also of the opinion that a lot of hard work has gone into this report, and that we in general have no objection to the amendments, as it is it is of technical nature. But the fact that it was only shared today, we were to put it to our caucus tomorrow. So on that, for that reason, we will then reserve our right. But I think we also want to thank everyone that was participating in this work, contributed to all the work that has been done. We also want to thank all of these members. Thank you, Chairperson.
Honorable members, I've noted Honorable Adams. We are just now noting the report. We're not yet adopting it. And we do hear what you are saying. We are having a caucus, but we're not going to take any mandate from our caucus because they were not part of these discussions, a very thorough discussion, but we're not saying you must not do what your caucus is asking you to do. By that, thank you, Honorable Van Dijk. By that now, our legal advisor must get in. After that, Usoleka will present the motion of desirability.
Ag nee, my kritieke tyd. Ja, en jy het nou eintlik 'n baie beter voorberei om te sê wat jy wil sê. So ek het nou
Honorable Dennis, when we wanted you to talk, you didn't. Now, yourself and the Honorable Van Dijk are disrupting us. Please, our legal advice.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, honourable members, and to all the colleagues on the platform. Chair, am I audible?
Yes, Madam.
Thank you. Chair, if I understood correctly, we will first be doing the motion of desirability, and thereafter I will come in with regards to any comments with regards to the public participation process. Zoleka can correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you, Chair.
Zoleka?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
The motion of desirability, we advise that we should do it when we adopt the actual report on the bill, not on the public participation. So we'll not do it today, Madam Chair, but we'll do it next week.
Okay. There it is, Madam Arnold. Do you want to say anything so far?
Yes, Chair. If Zoleka can give me permission to share my screen, Chair.
Do so. So, powers to share the screen, so
Yes, Madam Chair, it's done.
it's not on the screen.
Okay, 1 second, Chair. Okay,
Yes.
if I can just get an indication if everyone is able to see the beginning of my slide. It's titled Meeting of the PC Sports, Arts and Culture.
Yes.
Can see it.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
I'll try not to be too lengthy. I'll try to keep this concise. The public participation report sets out in detail the dates and how many submissions were received, for example. Chair, I just thought I'd remind this committee that when we look at the sufficiency of public participation, the standard is always reasonableness, and this is outlined in sections 59 and 72 of the Constitution. Chair, we discussed this previously, and in Doctors for Life, whether the public participation was reasonable. We look at the rules that has been adopted for this purpose, the nature and importance of the legislation in question, and any need for its urgent adoption. Mohale judgment, which is a more recent judgment, indicated that the level of public participation that would be deemed reasonable by Parliament is set out in the public participation model. And some of the features of this model or framework include pre-hearing workshop, summaries of the bill, invitations must be sent out timeously before public hearings, accessibility of the hearings, and consideration of written submissions. Chair, so in order, we would then apply the standard, and the question is whether we have met the standard. And Chair, I've spoken to the committee secretary, and as outlined in detail in the public participation report, we can confirm that the department briefed this committee on the 5th of December. The advertisements calling for public submissions was published on the 24th of February and closed on the 14th of March. Stakeholders presented on the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 27th of February, as well as the 5th and the 11th of March. And most importantly, and Ms. Clayton touched on this, all stakeholders were in the main in agreement with the proposed amendments, and further the amendments which were proposed by SAIDS in order to make the introduced bill compliant with the WADA code. And we should also highlight that the committee has a considerable amount of pressure to finalize this bill, considering the looming matter before CAS and the possible sanctions which could be faced by South Africa. Chair, we are of the view that sufficient time was allowed for inputs into the bill. Chair, I had also considered the legal and constitutional issues that were raised. We looked at all the written submissions and the oral submissions that we received. Chair, and without repeating what I explained this morning, we are aware that SAIDS has indicated to us that the introduced bill in its current form is non-compliant. Chair, that necessitated amendments to Clause 1, specifically anti-doping organization, as well as an amendment to the word prohibited list. Chair, we can confirm that all these amendments are legally sound and contributes to certainty. The amendment to Clause 3, Chair, I touched on this morning, and again, Chair, we can confirm that the proposal is legally sound and removes the impression that is created that athletes have a right to advance notice. Chair, moving on quickly to Clause 4, and this is amendments to Section 11.2 of the Principal Act. The proposal is that we do not amend paragraph L. The proposal is also that we now amend Section 11.2M by including, by referring to testing pools in the plural, and I've indicated that on my screen. We've also made, there's also been a proposal that we refer to therapeutic use exemptions in the plural. Chair, all of these proposals, we can confirm that they are legally sound and will contribute to ensuring compliance with the WADA code. Chair, the main amendment, and that is with regards to section 17, and this is contained in clause 6. The proposals, as explained by the department this morning, is essentially that we will now have a heading entitled Result Management. And under Result Management, we have the Independent Doping Hearing Panel and the Appeal Board. And Chair, as I discussed this morning, together with the department and SAIDS, we considered the introduced bill, we considered the inputs of SAIDS, we looked at all inputs from stakeholders, and we paid specific attention to any technical drafting consequential matters. Chair, and the conclusion is that the proposal to section 17, the new proposal, is legally sound as proposed by the department. It's legally sound and will go a long way in ensuring that we have legislation that is compliant with the WADA code. Through you, Chair, I indicated this morning and I indicated earlier, we have also conducted an exercise of just ensuring that any consequential amendments are attended to. We've also just, gone back and checked what has WADA said in November, what have they said previously, and there might have been one or two things that we've picked up that we've also attended to, and I will, through you, Chair, we will present this to the committee following deliberations. But again, Chair, it's very technical changes. The substance or the main amendments are to be found in section 1, section 10, section 11, and section 17. And then obviously now there's also a proposed amendment to section 17, capital A, and this is to deal with Bodybuilding South Africa's submission. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. This is a very important exercise. We cannot undermine that, Fiona, what we have done, and then what the three important stakeholders, our department, our legal SAIDS. Now this is really the reflection of what will be next week, Tuesday, when the motion will be presented. I want to say that, honorable members, now let's note this final product finalized by the legal together with all of them. Are we agreeing of noting this, honorable members? Honorable, are we still in? Honorable Joseph, Honorable Adams. Honorable
Thank
Joseph.
you, Chairperson. Thank you, Chairperson. No, thank you to the advocate for the brief description. I heard also the advocate said that they've looked at what WADA requirements was, because WADA has actually, besides raising the issue with our country, have actually, what in their, if I remember the correct words, is they have actually submitted a corrective action plan to South Africa. And what the advocate said now is that they've looked at that November report from WADA, but there are still some technical glitches, small technical things to be dealt with, which they will present to the committee. So I'm just asking, I know that the committee will have to, between now and when the committee do the final adoption of the report, before it goes to Parliament, there is still opportunity for us to engage. So I'm just asking to the chair now that technical small things that needs to be dealt with, which is just of technical nature, will we get that in advance, or will it just present it at a meeting before we adopt the final report? But thank you very much for the presentation. Thank you.
Chairperson?
Let me check with the hands which still want to ask clarification. I'm suspecting that we're at the stage, but it's. Let me give Honorable Adams.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, I'm a little bit confused now because on the agenda it said consideration and adoption of public participation reporting. And now, Chairperson, you mentioned that we are taking this presentation that was just done now, that we have to note it. So can I get clarity on are we not going to adopt it now, but noting it? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Adams. Honorable Malomani.
Thank you, Chair. Greetings to everyone, Chair. Let me just take this opportunity to say we note what they've presented to us, and then we believe that when we meet next time so that we can adopt it, if there are any addition or any correction, can it be forwarded to us before the sittings? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Malomani. I'm repeating what Honorable Malomana is saying that I corrected whatever error written adoption. I've been several times saying that we must note, and then as correctly so, Honorable Malomani, Honorable Adams will be noting today, and then come Tuesday, that emotion will be inclusive of all what even Honorable Joseph is asking, and then we'll be adopting. If Madam Arnold, you want to respond to Honorable Joseph, you can do so.
Thank you, Chair. The document that I'm referring to is called the A-list, Chair. And as honourable members are aware, we use the A-list to affect amendments to the introduced bill. And through the A-list, we will then produce a B bill. Now, usually the A-list, I mean, as the honourable members and Chair is aware, we've been working behind the scenes. So we were able to compile the A-list. But we are going into deliberations will be held tomorrow. And if there are any further changes or things that through the committee and the honourable members that they find desirable, we can then capture it in this A-list. And the A-list I will then present to the committee on Friday. So through you, Chair, I will be directed accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Correctly so, Madam Arnold. Members, tomorrow will be having a committee where we'll be doing dealing with the clause by clause deliberations, and then on Friday we are going to adopt a list. So when we're doing clause by clause, that clause will be now put all which was proposed in a list in order that now we must adopt that as our amendment bill. I'm suspecting now we are all clear, honorable members. Can I notice again if there are members who still not clear, because this is our work. We need to ask question. Any question is not a stupid question, and any clarification we need to be clarified, because this is our own bill. Can I come back to you, honorable members, to check, are you satisfied now that we can continue for tomorrow, and we adjourn today, saying that we do understand and agree with the work of today? Honorable Joseph, Honorable Mthethwa.
Chairperson, thank you for another opportunity from my side. Yes, I'm happy with the explanation given by the advocate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Joseph. Honorable Mthethwa.
Thank you, Chair. I concur with the proposed way forward. Let's wait tomorrow.
Thank you, leaders of this committee. Can again thank stakeholders who are with us. Thank our staff, department, SAIDs, our legal department presented by you, Ms. Arnold, saying that now for today we've done. Let's meet tomorrow again. I'm hoping I'll be better than now. I'm suspecting it's just a severe flu, but I'm happy because I'm still part of this meeting. Can I say now the meeting is adjourned?
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you,
Thank
Chair.
you, Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Honorable.
Chair.
Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.